A cordial greeting. Today is Wednesday, June 19, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. At the time of recording this video, it is 8 p.m. local time in the state of Texas, where the effects of Tropical Storm Alberto have been felt since this afternoon. As you may know, what was the potential first cyclone of the season was classified as Tropical Storm Alberto around 11 a.m. today, after hurricane reconnaissance aircraft data confirmed we had a tropical cyclone. The formation of this cyclone followed the forecast of the National Hurricane Center, and it currently has maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. It is expected to make landfall on the coast of Tamaulipas tonight. In this video, I will provide a brief update on what to expect tonight and tomorrow, Thursday, for areas in southern Texas and the states of Coahuila, Nuevo León, Tamaulipas, Veracruz, and San Luis Potosí. Flooding should continue for at least the next 24 hours in all these areas. In the second part of the video, we will talk about the newly designated Invest 92, a low-pressure system located northeast of the Bahamas that we have been monitoring for several days. At 8 p.m., the National Hurricane Center increased the chances of development before it moves over northern Florida. But first, let's talk about Tropical Storm Alberto. If we look at the visible satellite image, we can see that Tropical Storm Alberto is very large, with tropical storm force winds extending hundreds of kilometers to the north and northeast of the circulation. These winds have affected the coast of Texas and southern Texas today, which is why a tropical storm warning remains in effect for almost the entire coast of Texas and for the states of Tamaulipas and northern Veracruz. However, the broad circulation also means that the strengthening of this cyclone is quite slow, so no significant strengthening is projected before it reaches Mexico. Here you can see the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. It is estimated that around 2 a.m., the center will make landfall in southern Tamaulipas. In yellow, you can see the extent of tropical storm force winds that continue over southern Texas and the states of Tamaulipas, Nuevo León, and Coahuila. The circulation will eventually continue moving west, and when it reaches central Mexico, it should dissipate due to the mountains. In the Texas Doppler radar image, you can see the rain bands continuing to affect much of the state, especially the central and southern areas. You can also see the rain affecting Tamaulipas and Nuevo León. This rain is very welcome in the region of Mexico as they are experiencing a drought, and this can help alleviate dry conditions. For example, see the projected rainfall estimates for the next 48 hours, particularly for northern Tamaulipas and parts of San Luis Potosí and Nuevo León, where 150 to 200 millimeters of rain are expected. For northern Coahuila, 100 to 150 millimeters of rain are expected. Moving further south to northern Veracruz, southern Tamaulipas, and eastern San Luis Potosí, total rainfall estimates of 150 to 200 millimeters are also anticipated over the next 48 hours. So be very cautious of the potential for flooding in these areas until at least Friday. This concludes the special coverage related to Tropical Storm Alberto. I hope our followers in Texas and Mexico stay safe, and that this event only brings relief to the drought affecting them. Now let's move to the region of the Bahamas, where we have the newly designated Invest 92. Remember, we have been monitoring this low-pressure system for several days, and at 8 p.m., the National Hurricane Center increased the development chances to 30% before it reaches northern Florida. In this visible satellite image, you can clearly see it has a well-defined center, but the coverage of rain and thunderstorms remains quite limited at the moment. Here you can see the area of possible development over the next 48 hours. It is important for residents of the Georgia coast and the northeastern coast of Florida to stay alert in case a tropical depression forms. However, this disturbance has a major issue. Dry air continues to interfere with the circulation. Therefore, the development chances remain low, and this dry air will continue as it approaches the southeastern United States. This is why the best global models, like the GFS model, have the center of circulation entering just over Deltona during the early hours of Friday, but do not develop a tropical depression before reaching the United States. This coincides with the European model projection, which also has the center of circulation entering near Deltona, with some winds between 30 to 35 miles per hour that could affect the Georgia coast and the northeastern coast of Florida. However, this wind should not cause major issues unless the disturbance strengthens more than anticipated. You can also see that some members of the European model ensemble have a stronger low-pressure system, but for now, none of them develop into a tropical depression or tropical storm before reaching Florida. The same goes for the GFS ensemble projections, where only 2 members perhaps have a tropical depression, representing just 5% of all members. Although this disturbance promises some rain for the region, the models project between 1 to 2 inches of rain, so it should not be a major inconvenience. In summary, I don't think we need to worry about Invest 92, but it's always good to keep an eye on it in case there is any change in the forecast. This disturbance should bring some gusty winds and rain to southern Georgia and northeastern Florida. Before I go, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Go to the bottom of the video, click the red button that says subscribe, and then click the bell to receive notifications when I record new videos. Well, that's all for now. I'll see you tomorrow with new updates.